All right. Gotta get myself situated. And shit. Double shit. Then we're gonna get started. So, I'm back. Last time I said, I'm back. And yeah. Life happens, as we all know. And yeah. I don't know. I post more on TikTok because it's very much like I do things, and I don't know. TikTok to me is very much more just like I'm able to just kind of do things and then it just happens. With YouTube, it's like I have to think and plan, but I'm like, I could just do this. I could just talk and work on my flag where it's not as produced. I came up with this like the other night. I'm like, why don't I just do that? I just sit here and I talk. I work on my flag. Let's do that and call it Craft and Chat. I've had this idea for a while. Why not just do that? So that's what we're doing. I look a little, because I was crying. Baddies get saddies. That's what that's about. So we're gonna get started. If you don't follow me on TikTok, it's the_potato_bin. You should follow me there. I do like daily-ish updates on my flag. Yeah, I say I'm a lot because I think with my big brain. What's going on today? I had the sads, as everyone gets the sads, and so I had to cry. Do I feel better? No. I feel a little better. Yeah, I had a little bit of a panic attack, and it's been a while since I've had a panic attack. I feel a little better. Not gonna lie, not fun. Would not suggest. God bless my medication. Yeah, that's. Oi. Yeah, I used to, when I was a kid, I would get panic attacks like all the time, and I would hide it. Oh, mama, I don't know how I did that. Yeah, like, I remember there was this one time in high school, I was in symphonic choir. I had 4 panic attacks. Back to back to back. And I knew it was separate. Because I was like, oh, it's done. It's done. There's another one. like they're hitting the second tower. Like, yeah, I don't know how I had 4 panic attacks. Because, like, when I was in high school, like, each class period was, like, 45-ish minutes. I really do not know how I went bam, bam, bam. Ooh. Yeah. I've not, but I was also unmedicated at the time. So, I could not do that again. I would not go back to that. That is not a life I wish to live. I used to be, before last year, for quite a few years, I'd say 2-ish, I was on this medication, venlafaxine, the devil. It was making me seize. Because I have PNES, psychogenic non-epileptic seizures. That's what I have that makes me seize a little. It's like, it looks like seizures is not the same, like, form of typical seizures. It's because of trauma that I've went through that makes me seize. And this medication was making me actually seize. I would be seizing for, like, over 45 minutes, which is not normal for me. Yeah, the venlafaxine does have, on the bottle it does say, may cause seizures. And, I would go to the hospital sometimes seizing, and, nurses and doctors they just thought I was making it up. They just thought I was making it up. For funsies. No. Why would someone do that? Why would someone do that? So I'm very thankful that like I can like be home, do this, have the sads. Whereas before it was just like I would be working jobs, trying my best at jobs and being discriminated for like all of my like my mental health issues and my like physical disabilities, trying my best and then, you know, end up getting fired. I'm a lot happier doing this. I'm a lot happier doing this. What else has been going on? I recently went on a film shoot with my best friend. That was a lot of fun. We went to her hometown and like the surrounding areas in Appalachia. And I'm really excited about that. That's something she's very passionate about, and I'm so like excited to be able to do that with her. I love just getting to do anything like art related and just like going out and doing things that are like new and different for me, like new experiences. And it was just so much fun going out and shooting. It was not like guns, but you know, film shooting. It was just so much fun. But like when I got home, I was dead tired. I had to sleep. Like I had gotten up the next day. I had to go right back and take another nap. I was just very exhausted. And I've like, even when I was a kid, I was kind of like that. Like I could play for a really long time, but there was like, if I was around a lot of people socially, my like battery, my social battery would just be drained. And I would need more time to like recover from like really big group settings. And I thought that was normal for people. For some people it is, but other people, no, they can go out and see people every day and they'd be totally fine. But for me, my social battery can be quite limited at times. So I do enjoy like, you know, being at home with my cats and just chilling, but when the time is right, I do enjoy going out and seeing what the outside world has to offer. But it's like I'm in the middle, you know? I enjoy being a homebody, but the world is my oyster when the time is right. Yeah, especially when I was in college, like I was very sheltered when I was a kid, but when I was in college, I was also just very scared to go out. But my roommates would like occasionally be like, "Hey, let's go have a day out on the town," and I was like, "All right, let's do that." And those days out in the town, like that was like some of my favorite, especially, you know, when I was all caught up on my work and I had nothing to do. Not nothing to do, but I felt very ready to be like, "Yes, let's adventure." And it was just so freeing because I'd never gotten that when I was younger. Well, you know, my family, we always went on vacation, but I was with my family. I didn't really have, like, friends growing up. I had a best friend and another one, but I never had, like, a big group of friends where we would all go out and hang out. I never had that. So when I got to college and I had my roommates, and we would go out and do things, that was like the first time I'd ever been like, wow, this is what friendship is like. Until a few of them turned sour. But my one roommate that I had, she was very good to me until I dropped out of college. Like I never had a friend that was like that to me. And I was like, wow, this is what real friendship is like. We were always really there for each other. We stuck up for each other. And I was like, wow, this is what girlhood is. And I'm really glad I had that experience when I was in college. Because growing up in the town that I grew up in, you know, you made friends when, you know, you made friends going to school. But I just never really felt like I actually found, like, my people in school. I was in band, and I was in choir, and I was in art, but I never really found, like, the people that I really truly meshed with. I found people I got along with, and people that I felt, people I got along with, but never that were like, yes, we have the same wavelength. But when I went to art school, that's when I was like, wow, I'm finding my people. There were some people there, though, that I was like, ooh, yeah, no. I saw some things in art school. And I will definitely make a video about art school, because I have many stories about that damn school. My cat has the zoomies. Yeah, I didn't necessarily have, like, the best college experience. But it definitely taught me many things about life that I still carry to this day. I'm thankful I went to art school, but I'm not thankful for the things that happened to me at art school. It was definitely, like, my first eye-opener into, like, adult world. Like, oh, this is what the real world is like. Because, don't get me wrong, like, there are things that happen in my town that were really messed up. But going to college was what was like, oh, adulthood. Besides getting in, like, deep crippling debt. But, if I went back to, school, I'd go overseas. Yeah, I would not do, the American university college system. I would go overseas, because they can never take education away from you. And I just feel like how heavily America is pushing AI. I hate it. I hate it. I talked to some of my younger friends that are currently in college, and they're like, yeah, they're making us use AI in school. I'm like, no. No. I feel like I'm quite, I took 2 years at art school, and then I have I went to other colleges as well after that. I feel like I am too educated to want to use AI. No. And also it's just like all the environmental effects. No, absolutely not. And I don't want to get AI psychosis. I want to use my brain. I was put on this earth to use my brain and all my skills. I'm not going, no. Also, if you heard any picking, that was my cat. There's a cat tree underneath you, and she was picking it. Yeah, and another reason I also enjoy working at home, besides, just being home, is the fact that while I'm working, my cats will just be causing havoc, running around my art room, and I just get a show. Sometimes I have to be like, hey, quit fighting. Stop it. But, she just hissed at him as I was just explaining that. She's a little diva, and he's just a little man, but, he's been starting fights with her lately, so that's my children. I've also been thinking about wanting to, since I do have time, wanting to post things of like me doing like trombone like covers, or just like posting music with that. I've been thinking about that a lot because trombone was a very big part of my life growing up. It still is. I still like play, just not like how I used to. But I want to get back into it. Being like a disabled person, I have a lot of time when I'm feeling well, and that's something I've been thinking about, like, hey, I could get back into this and not necessarily be like, make a content, but it's something I genuinely enjoy. Trombone was a path when I was younger, I was seriously considering doing. My trombone I paid for myself, so I own it. And yeah. It's just sometimes like I go through cycles of things where I'm very interested in one thing, so I really like get honed in on it. I'm like, I'm working on this right now. I'm doing this right now. So I just need to get into like, I guess it would be the habit of like incorporating it into my day and being like, okay, I'm going to practice my trombone for like 10 minutes a day and doing that. So I just need to get used to practicing again. There we go. But, some more about this piece. I originally started this piece at the beginning of the presidential term last year. I put it down because I was working different jobs last year, but my health would not let me continue working, so I stopped. And then I've just been home ever since, so then I picked it back up, and I've been working on it again. And it has honestly been really helpful for my mental health. Whenever I pretty much work on it every day. I feel really weird when I don't work on it. Like, I can, like mentally and emotionally, I feel worse when I don't work on it. It has been very helpful for me to work on it. I started this piece, before things got very bad. I started this piece with the intention of LGBTQIA rights, with women's rights, people of color, because I knew history repeats itself even if it rhymes. It does not have to be the same thing, but it does, in an uncanny way, it does repeat. I knew that because they put the playbook out there. If you paid attention, you knew what was going to happen. So I started working on it as a way to kind of keep my mind off things. And this is a project that I wanted to be more than me. I wanted it to mean something to others as well. I am going to write a word through the flag. Eventually I'm going to say what that word is, but not yet because I only have this much. When I get farther into the piece, I'll probably say what that word is. But I feel like, being like a minority group, this word, I feel like you have to have this to keep being able to persist through things that are very hard in times of strife. And we are going through, again, another very hard and difficult time. Many people are, passing away. People are being taken away from their families. Children are being separated from their parents. Black people are not intentionally putting themselves in trees. I'm making this piece because this is a very dark time in history. And I want to make something beautiful. I want to cry again. I wanted to show hope for people in dark times. Because this is a dark time, even if people aren't paying attention. And if you're not paying attention, that's privilege. That is privilege. This project means a lot to me. There are members of my family that I do not talk to about this project because they don't understand. And that's fine. They just don't understand me, and they never have. I was always different in my family. And I feel that this is very important to be made, and that's why I'm making it. You know, I've had people make suggestions on how to make it go faster. I don't want this project to go faster. This project is something that I feel like I need to put in every bead one by one, because this administration has said the cruelty is the point. My intention is to put every bead in one by one, because I want it to be as beautiful as possible. And I want it to look as nice as it can. So I don't want to speed up the process. I want it to look as nice as it can, because beautiful things are being destroyed right now. And if there's a way that I can put beauty back into this world, I want to, because I'm an artist. And I feel that I see beautiful things, and I want to be able to put beauty back into the world. Ugh. No more crying. This project means a lot to me, and I'm not officially diagnosed, but I know that I have autism, and sometimes it can be hard for me to like articulate my thoughts and feelings, and this project just means a lot to me. And I really hope that when it's done, I'm able to show everyone what I really mean and what I really felt when making this. And I really hope that it is something greater than me. That's what I really hope. Ugh. I just want every single stitch to mean something. And that's also why, like, I want to start making videos and to start showing myself, because I'm ready to be seen. I've always wanted to make YouTube videos and to make content online. And now I really do, like, it's been like a slow going to be like, hey, I'm here. But I do feel like I really am ready to be seen and start sharing things about myself. I really want this life and to be an artist and to have good opportunities, because I deserve them. But mostly, I would like for a lot of people to see this when I'm done. That is my biggest hope, is that a lot of people see this when I'm done, and that when I'm done, this could go somewhere for many, many people to see it. I don't want this to be in my house. I would like this to be hung somewhere for people to see. I have another project in mind when I'm done. That's another beading project. To be its companion. But this is gonna take me a long time. Technically, I did start this last year, but technically I think this is now my 29th day of working on it. And there's some days where I don't get to work on it all day. I only get to work on it maybe for an hour or two. But if I really was like dedicated to it and worked on it all day, I would be a lot farther. But I work on it as much as I can, or however much time I have in the day. And I'm really proud with how much progress I've made so far. Because as you can see, I am faster when I'm not talking. But doing it one by one, yeah, it's a little slow. But when I'm just like watching a video or listening to music, oh yeah, I'm speeding through it. But again, I want this to be as nice and as beautiful as it can be. I don't want to rush the process. This is just something that really means a lot to me. But yeah, gonna put that bead in there. And yeah, I think I'm gonna leave you guys there today. You got to see me cry a little again. So I think I will try. Not try. I will. I will see you guys again another time this week.